How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Teddy. Every who down in Newville liked Christmas a lot. The Grinch, who lived just north of Newville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. Could be his head was screwed on just right. Could be perhaps his shoes were just too tight. I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was two sizes. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve hating the Who's, standing there, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted window below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging on mistletoe wreath. They're hanging their stocking, and they're hanging their stockings, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, is practically here. He growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming. I must find a way to stop Christmas from coming. Tomorrow he knew all the Who boys and Who girls would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. Then, oh, the noise. The one thing he hated. The noise. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast. And they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. They'd feast on Who pudding, and feast on rare Who roast beef. With the stuffing, the Grinch could not stand the least. Then they do stuffing, he liked least of all. Every Who down in Newville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They sing and they sing and they sing and they sing. And the more Grinch thought of the Who Christmas sing, the more Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 50 years I've put with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? He got an idea, an awful, evil idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful, evil idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat. He made a quick Santa Claus hat in a coat. He chuckled and he clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With this cat in this coat, with this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around. But since reindeer are scarce, there is none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said. If I can find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max, and he took some red thread. He tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded up some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then Grinch said, "Gee up!" And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming, who dreamed without care. And he came to the first house on the square. This is stop number 1, the Grinchy Claus hissed. He climbed to the roof, and he begged in his fist. Slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch. And if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue. With little Who stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, they grinned, were the first thing to go. He stood there and slumped with a smile most unpleasant around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. He stuffed them in bags, and the Grinch very nimbly dumped all the bags one by one up the chimney. He slipped to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. He stuffed up all the food up the chimney of wheat, and now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. The Grinch grabbed the tree he started to shove, and he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast, and he saw a small Who, Cindy Lou Who, who was not more than two. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who'd gone out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking my Christmas tree? Why? But that old Grinch was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot? The fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree, the light on one side. I'm taking it to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here. He spent with the child, and he patted her head, and he got a drink, and he sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. And the last thing he took was a log for the fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On the wall he left nothing but hooks and some wire, and one speck of food he left in the house, with a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to all the other Who houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who mouses. At the quarter past dawn, all the Who's still in bed, all the Who's still a snooze, when he packed up his sled, packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags, and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip top to dump it. Pooh-pooh to the Who's, he said, grinchiously humming. We'll find out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what to do. Their mouth will hang open a minute or two. And the Who's down the hill will all cry, hoo-hoo. That's the noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. He did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But that sound wasn't sad. Why, it didn't sound bad. It sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook, and what he saw was a shocking surprise. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came somehow or other. It came just the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. He puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore, and the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. The minute his heart didn't feel fight so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light. He brought back the toys and the food for the feast, and he himself, the Grinch, carved the roast feast. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.